All right, everybody. Welcome back to Alpha Infinity Tech. We are going to get the party started here in just a minute. And thanks for waiting for just a few more minutes. We'll be right with you. And about one more minute, and then we'll get the party started. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're going to be mining tonight in Pyro. I need to tweak my mole setup a little bit. And so I'm just checking a few things out here, making sure that I'm where I want to be. So we're going to transfer our imprint over to Checkmate here. I like mining on Bloom. But we may check out Pyro 4 as well tonight. Kugel, welcome back, my friend. Bexer Brown, what's up? Glad to have you guys on tonight. Okay, let's get a hangar called up here. And once I get in the hangar, I'll store the ship and show you guys what I've been running out here. It's been a learning process. Let's just... Looks like somebody's 8SCU self-storage containers floating around out there. That's never a good thing. All right. And we're pulling 70 FPS at, I believe, Obituary here. Not bad, not too shabby. Oh, let's put the landing gear back down. I will say that the Pyro portion of the Star Citizen universe has been a little rough. A little bit rough on the computer here. So I thought I had a build that would absolutely smoke every environment, every part of the Star Citizen universe, and even an RTX 5090 struggles out here. Looks like I'm paying $300K for more mining modules that got popped off. All right. Let's go back in here to landing. And just make sure we get the hydrogen refueled as well. And so what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be doing some mining. And kind of going back to our roots a little bit. I've been working on the ASD missions quite a bit. And I may do a stream midweek, early week maybe, on the final mission. It's hard. I tried it in the PTU, and I may have to enlist a couple of you guys to help me out with that. So we'll see. Look at that beautiful suit. Gorgeous. Okay. So let's get this mole stored, and I'll show you guys the loadout I've been running on this thing. It's no secret. I will tell you that Let's Go Easy and I, last night on the stream, absolutely massacred an 80K rock together. With this mole configuration, and I have to admit, we used a Sabir. Okay. I'm saying it out loud. Yeah, we used a Sabir, a mining gadget, but we had to do that to get that resistance down. You know, we're not going to pop that rock with good looks alone. You know, we had to stick a mining gadget on it. It was an 80K mass rock. You guys can watch that on last night's stream. It was pretty freaking epic. I was having a lot of fun. So, okay, so here's our mole. And we're running the pyrotechnic paint on it. I'm not using this word right here because I live in America. All right. Propulsion is, you know, obviously the same as everybody else. Systems, we are all A grade across the board. I think I am industrial A grade everywhere, except for the quantum drive, which doesn't really matter. So cooler, power plant, all that, but that's not what you guys care about. I know what you guys care about. Okay, so let's start with weapon slot 1. We're running the Helix 2, and yeah, you see that. I'm running 3 Ryger C3s. I'm stacking that power. That, my friends, is the laser I'm using to crack 35 to 40K-ish rocks by myself. There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts involved there. So anyway, let me know in the stream how the audio is for you guys. I want to make sure that you can hear the gaming audio. My mic's not too loud. You're hearing some music in the background. Let me know what the stream quality's like for you guys. I want to make sure we're good tonight. We had some issues yesterday. All right, so we're running triple Ryger C3 slots, modules in all 3 slots. This is the one I'm going to change. I'm going to take these FLTR XLs out, and I'm going to go with some torpedoes, just because it'll make that optimal window size a little bit bigger, and I really like that. And obviously, you may be asking yourself, why is this guy running 2 Helix 2s? And the reason is because the second Helix 2 has a surge and a couple of stampede modules on it, and it turned out that that was really useful and has been. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I just want to tweak the FLTR XLs. I want to take those out, and I want to put some torpedoes in there, so that, because this is probably my favorite. This Hofstad S2 is probably my favorite mining laser in all of Star Citizen right now, just because it's just so, the power curve is so nice. I'm not stressing out when I'm doing sub brakes, and it doesn't really matter what kind of material the sub brake's on. This is just a super chill laser to use. This one, I'm sweating a little bit, especially when pumping these surges and stampedes into something. And of course, this one is just brute force right here. But the optimal window size is so small. If you guys watched the stream from last night when we were cracking that 80K rock, you can barely see the optimal window. It was so tiny. But we managed to do it anyway. All right. So now that we got that stored, let's go ahead and head down to... let's go buy some stuff, and then we're gonna get out to Bloom. I think is where I want to mine tonight. I don't think it's the ship dealer. I think we're going to go to the cargo deck. I can't remember if it's on car. I think it's going to be refinery where I'm buying this stuff, but we're going to try cargo. Oh, and there go those frames. Wow. Absolutely. But the levels are so gorgeous. I mean, everything about... And you guys have been in Pyro for a while. I know. I get it. I have not. And I'm just amazed at the artwork they've done here. So let's see if I need to go. Yeah, I'm going to need to go to the other... Still getting 70 inside the station, so that's okay. But it's really been... Let's just say it. Let's just put it to you this way. Pyro has a way of heating up the water loop on my machine. You know, normally I'm running 95, 100 degrees Fahrenheit on the loop, and with this it'll run up to 105, 110. I mean, it's punishing. All right. Got that mouse sensitivity turned down for you guys, so I'm not making anybody sick with my camera movements here. And of course, the stats, system stats are in the top right. War cells. And let's see if this is where we need to be. I'm thinking it is. There's my torpid modules right there. So we're going to buy 2 of these. And what I'm looking for is that optimal charge rate plus 60%. This is the only thing right here, though. That's the disadvantage. Your shatter damage goes up. Let's see what else they got real quick. Mining modules. So they got the Brant. Resistance plus 15%. Lifeline. Rhyme. Yeah, I don't think there's really anything. Does kick up that mining laser power 85% though. But this is really what I'm looking for, is this plus 60% optimal charge rate. I was running 2 FLTR XLs, but it turns out that, you know, when you have all that cargo, when you have all the cargo space on board the Mole anyway with those big bags, it's not as important. There's the Ryger C3. So this is why I like basing out of this particular station right here. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna run up and transfer my imprint over to this one. I believe I'm at... If you guys want to join me on some mining tonight, pop into the Discord, meet me in Pyro, and we'll go crack some rocks together. Okay, so let's go and find the medical, which is not this direction, it's the other way. There we go. And all these stations are slightly different, but one thing they have in common is that generally the med clinic's in the same spot. So, yeah, we'll just hit the insurance area. There we go. Hey, buddy, are you on VoIP tonight? No worries, just checking in. Cool looking suit, by the way, bro. Nice. Okay, so my primary residence is at, obviously, Microtech, New Babbage. We want to transfer over to Obituary for now. Done. Now, you guys may think this is going to sound a little bit crazy, but I actually haven't gone into the contested areas yet on Pyro. Can you believe that? I know. I should just probably kit up and head on out, but... Okay, let's get the Mole cleared up here. Let's get that retrieved. Okay. And then we're going to, you know, there's no specific place that I like to go on Bloom. It's pretty much wherever the sun is shining is where I want to be. And let's take care of a little, get the helmet off here. Take care of a couple of administrative items here before we get out into the verse. One more and then we'll be ready to roll here. We'll talk about the suit here in just a moment. You can tell I'm wearing a suit that's tailored more for the microtech portion of the universe than Pyro, but worst case scenario, if this doesn't work out on Bloom, we'll head over to Pyro 4. And I was mining there yesterday, so I know we're in good shape with this particular setup. There we go. Okay. On the suit, we're running the Novikov Ascension. I just like the way it looks, but I was really wearing it because of the negative 225 temp rating. So I was able to go out and mine on any of the moons of microtech and no problem. But the bad news is it's only good to 75 degrees Celsius here. So we'll find out. Beautiful. And I know Bexar Brown's on and Kugel 83's on. Who else is on? Say hello to me. I love it when this happens. Why is my elevator not working? Well, let's do this. Let's store the ship. Oh, there it was. I was about to have to store the ship and alt F4 out maybe, but it looks like we're good to go. Oh, no. We're not good to go. We got to do one more thing. Something that's mission critical. The reason I came here in the first place. Sorry about this, guys. We're going to do one more quick thing. Got to get those torpid modules installed. And then we'll see how they work out for us, and when we do the sub breaks, should be pretty nice. You know, I don't have my mole configuration exactly where I think it's dialed in 100%. You know, I'm just trying out different things and seeing what works for me. I know everybody has their mole set up, but probably going to release a video on my 4.x mole configuration here in the next week or so, just to kind of go through it. Okay. And let's see if we can access it in the vehicle configurator yet. Negative. Anyway, back to this suit. Really nice looking suit. Look at that, just the amount of detail. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this done real quick. Okay, so we're going to change these over to torpeds. There we go. So now we have two of those. So we got a Stampede, and a Surge, and then we got our 3 Riger C3s, and we're good. All right, let's go ahead and get the heck out of Dodge and go break some rocks. That's why we're here, right? Amazing detail right here, though. Beautiful job. Okay, let's get the party started. You know, I don't remember the elevator activation icon being right there in the UI. I thought we used to have to click on the floor of the elevator to get that to come down. I don't know. You guys let me know. I thought that's the way it used to be. All right, let's find a place on the... And there's that paint. We are getting a little bit of wear and tear, though I don't have nearly as much wear and tear as you guys do, I'm sure. But we're getting a little bit on the aft side, the aft end of the ship here, you know? Gorgeous. Really amazing job they've done here. You know, sometimes I just sit out here and look at these environments and just I'm amazed at what they've accomplished. And just look at the detail on the panels and the paint and everything else. I mean, it's just really beautiful. You know, game sure is pretty. And I don't think there's anything else out there that comes even close. But if there is, you guys let me know in the comments or in chat. Really beautiful. Make sure you hit that gear icon, though. You want to be watching this in 4K. All right. Yeah, I'm leaving. Oh, okay, it's on the other side of the planet. The only thing I don't like about Bloom is the day-night rotation is really, really fast. You got to spend a lot of time chasing the sun. Get the music turned down just a little bit. There we go. And for those that are wondering, we're running all the graphics options on maxed out. We're maxed out here. So even planet volumetric clouds are in photo mode. And back off of this a little bit. Let you guys see some of those beautiful clouds. Gorgeous. Absolutely amazing. All right. All right, I believe it's time to mine. Oh yeah, look at that. Man, I miss Bloom. It's been a while. All right, let's see if we can find some decent snacks for the mole here. Okay, we'll start on these big guys right over here first. I'm not going to really discriminate on mineral types tonight. You know, I like to stick with tier 1, tier 2 stuff, but that's a 43k rock. We're not busting that today. 19% resistance. I could get the resistance down with a, but I think I used my last severe. I probably should have picked up more mining gadgets. So we're gonna have to stick with something slightly smaller than that, unfortunately. Yeah, not looking too exciting. That gold rock was nice, but if that resistance was just a little bit lower, we might have taken a crack at it. No pun intended. $13k Terranite rock. I'd rather be in the 20 to 30 range. Okay. Let's go find something else. Absolutely gorgeous clouds, gorgeous environment. I mean, just amazing. Let's see what we got here. We got a triple. More than a triple. So that's a 27,000 mass rock. We'll take it. I'm just going to scan what else we got. What else do we have in this little nugget? This little 15k Bex rock. We might take that one too. Might be able to even pop that one with the Hofstede. We'll see. But I just want to make sure we're not leaving any quantanium on the floor here. All right, let's go ahead and we'll start our day on this one right here. Give you guys an external view here. Look how gorgeous that is. Amazing, isn't it? All right. Let me just ping this one again. Let's get 10 degrees pitch up here. There we go. Let's get this radar out a little bit. There we go. We're about to find out. And there's that server desync. I love that. Oh. Let's slow that down a little bit. I'm really excited to try out that Hofstede with a couple of torpedoes on it, see how that looks. I bet you the optimal window's bigger. And there goes that one, cracked nice and easy. I wonder, we're almost at max range on this one. Let's see if we can go ahead and do this one at the same time. Probably not. Probably too far. Yeah, we're not cracking that one at 86 meters today, so all right. Let's go ahead and yeah, I might get some I'm gonna change my playlist up here a little bit. Something a little bit more chill. That is one thing about mining, is it's pretty low stress. You know, and the universe it has really gotten a lot bigger, you know, with the two systems now. And I don't know, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't they adding another system? And isn't there another one in the plans here? All right, let's see how this suit's gonna do for me. It's gonna be just fine out on Bloom. Okay, so let's get the party started. Get our power level all the way down. Look at the size of that optimal. I mean, it doesn't get more low stress than that, guys. I mean, honestly. Just absolutely love this laser. Really love this mining head. It's been really good. You know, it makes these sub breaks just nice and easy. And with the two torpid modules on here, -60 on the overcharge rates. Look at that. Nice and easy. I will tell you though, the scans are going a little bit slow. Oh, we can start collecting on that one right away. Let me see if there's another break in here. That's all they're going to give me to break? Surely not. Okay, there we go. And look at that optimal window size. Nice and simple. Bring the power down a little bit, give you guys an external view. Try that again. There we go. Look at those clouds. Oops, we're going to blow something up if we're not careful here. Okay. And we're going to bring the power up nice and easy. All right. And we're just going to ride that mining head all the way to the end here. Look at that. We can even add a little bit more power if we want, just to slow down that optimal discharge. And there it goes. I mean, I don't know, guys. Okay. I think we're done with fracture mode almost. Let's see what this one says. Yep, we're done. Let's go ahead and start doing some collecting, huh? And we'll discriminate a little bit. You know, I'd like to see 50 or above on gold composition, but that's 100% copper. I might just blow that one up. And we didn't overcharge too much, so we shouldn't have unearthed much material here. Well, where is all my gold, people? Where is it? We'll take that one. I do wish this would scan a little bit faster. It sure is slow tonight. This 27K rock was just a little bit too easy to bust. I'd like something that's a little bit more challenging. We're going to go find something else. I don't think I'm going to crack that other Bexolite rock. We're just going to scoop up as much gold as we can and go find something a little bit more fun. Wow, that's 100% copper too, huh? There's another gold. There's another gold one in here somewhere. Let's find it. 34%. Okay, we'll scoop. What else do we got here? 433, 23%. We'll take that one. I think that's all we're going to get. Make sure I didn't miss anything here. That one's 100% copper. Let's go ahead and hold on. Let me make sure my shields are up here. Okay. I don't want to pop my mining modules. Okay. There was one hiding right there. Let's see if we can get a scan on it. Yep, 100% copper. Okay. Well, I do believe that that's all I'm really wanting on this rock. Let's go find something else. Maybe something in the 30 to 38 range. We'll find out. Anyway, if you guys don't mind, if you're enjoying the stream tonight, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so and give me a like on the video. All right. Let's go ahead and go find something else. For those that are familiar with part of the United States, this kind of reminds me of Moab with these canyons like this and the colors a little bit. Really pretty. All right. Okay, we have some deposits down here that might be worth looking at. Let's go find out. And we'll start from right to left here. Okay, titanium, a 12K rock. Nothing really special there. That is a 12K Bexlite rock. Nothing exciting. Now that is a 30,000K. That's a 30K Laranite. I don't know. Is that one worth even cracking? I got to pull up my tiered minerals list. I don't think that one's worth really cracking here. Another Laranite at 14. Really small Terranite rock. That's a big one right there, though. Let's see what this is. At least it looks like it. $24K titanium and tons of inert. $29,000, so almost a 30,000 gold. Why not? What do you guys think? We can probably do that one. We'll just do one big load of gold. I'm going to point this direction for a little bit nicer view. Get within 30 meters or so. We'll pitch up 25 since we're on a hill here. And let's go hit the Helix 2 to do the initial break, and then we'll kind of go from there. Let's see what the resistance is on this thing. I probably should have looked, but didn't. Again. Okay. All right, let's get our power level all the way down. Yeah, we're going to break this one nice and easy. Nice view for you guys right there. So while I'm streaming here, I'm recording video with the overlays and shooting that out to my NAS, and then I'm doing what's called a source record with none of the overlays, and I'm also shooting that out to my NAS, and it's flash NAS, so it's all flash-based storage. But my streaming box is doing quite a bit of work. I'm not running a 9950X 3D on the streaming box, it's just a 9950X. All right, let's go ahead and bring up the power and make this crack happen. Almost too easy, folks. Almost too easy. We'll massage the optimal all the way, keep it out of the overcharge. And we'll just massage this rock all the way to the break. Nice and easy, no big hurry. Super simple. And that's a 30K rock that's done. Okay. So let's go ahead and hopefully they don't roll downhill on me. Looks like they might. I'm gonna go ahead and back up the Hofstad has a really nice reach, so we'll be able to hit him from pretty far away, but I want to back the ship up just a little bit to grab those fragments, because I can still hear him rolling downhill. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Maybe. Oh, there's a big fragment right here, though. We'll start on that one. Okay, we're going to be a little bit far back. I think we're too far back for those, but I think for the biggest one, we're going to be okay. So let's go get that one first. And if you're just joining us tonight, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live on the rocks, but in Pyro. We got the mole out tonight doing some work. And hopefully I can reach out this offset, but I'm afraid those are going to be too far. So we'll start with this one first. I'll move the ship up. Wait for that scan. There we go. Only 12% gold on that one. Probably not even worth backing up the ship for, but we'll go ahead and break it anyway. And we'll just get into the optimal a little bit more, just to kind of hurry things along a little bit. And then I'll drop the power level down. And we'll just ride this all the way to the end. Not even changing a thing right now. Power level's at 24%. Nice and easy. Super simple. All right. Let's get into extraction mode. And hopefully, I'm sure these are going to keep rolling downhill on me. That's great. All right. Let's see what we can see here. Okay. So 25% on that one. And let's see if we can get something that has a little bit more. 21%. Oh, these are going to all be in the 20s or less. Come on, give me something that's decent. 12. Terrible. Eight. Well, that's what I get for fracturing a 12% fragment. 5. We're going to get one good halfway sort of not great one out of this one. The rest of them are terrible. Yep, 1%. Look at that. Punishing me. Just absolutely punishing me. So we got 225s we'll pick up right here. I have some cargo space available for trash. You know, if I can, I'd like to return with 30, 40, 50 SCUs of gold if possible, but, you know, may not be in the cards tonight. All right, let's go ahead and move the ship up to the other fragments, and let's see if we can get those scooped up. Beautiful day out on Bloom here, though. Really liking that. I was out on Lyria yesterday, and there seems to be plenty of rocks, but they're all smaller. You know, they're not really mold material, except for, I hope you guys are in my Discord, because if you are, then you'll see that 87K or that 80K quantanium rock that I found that I couldn't break by myself, by the way. Took a screenshot of it because nobody would believe me, and it was 43% of that rock was pure quantanium, so raw. Really beautiful rock. What are we thinking? Maybe a $2 million, $3 million rock? Possibly. All right. Okay, so this is going to roll downhill on me, most likely. Oh yeah, and that one's gonna look at the optimal window on that one. That's gonna improve a little bit. Actually, I'm not gonna break that one first. I want to break these. I want to do these guys up top first. Maybe they'll stop from rolling. Okay, what do we got on this one? This one is 0.68. Terrible. $23. 100% inert. I didn't even overcharge this rock and I'm getting treated like this. Okay, 44%. Like, what is making these things move right now? Okay, so we'll just ride this into the optimal like we always do. You know, I just have to say it again, the Hofstede with the 2 torpedoes on it's really nice. Oh, you guys are rolling on me. I can't even pay attention to my brake because I'm distressed by this movement. All right, there we go. %, we'll take it. We'll take that one too. We'll take that one as well. And might as well grab that one while we're at it. Still doing okay on cargo space here. We'll go ahead and fracture this one. See if we can get one good shard out of that. Move the laser power, move it up a little bit just to move this process along a little bit, because I'd like to get this done today. All right. Let's see if there are any good shards in this break. Probably not, but yeah, 58. Not great, not terrible. Better than most. %, inert. It's 15%, 0.68. We'll pass. How about this one and back? $11. My, oh my. All right. The optimal on this one's not great, right? A little bit higher instability. And that's with 2 torpedoes on this mining head. Oh. Server desyncs are not helpful. All right. Anybody buy the Apollo medevac or triage? Let me know. Let me know in chat or in comments. I'm not seeing a ton of medical gameplay loops yet, so if there is and I'm just missing it, let me know. Okay, we're going to try and scoop these before they roll downhill on me. $100% gold. We'll take that one. Best one of the day. But only 2.59 SCU. $91%. I don't think I'm going to get that one. I think we're going to let that one go. Okay. And just to make sure that we didn't miss anything, I'm going to 0.68. 15%. We're going to skip it. Oh, there was one back there that I hadn't scanned yet. Let's check him out. 13%, not interested. 100% inert, and 11%. So, let's go find another rock to crack here. And guys, let me know if the stream quality is good. It looks good on my end, but I like to hear from you. I got the music turned up a little bit, changed the playlist around a little bit. Mostly chill music for mining. All right, and I'm just going to make sure I didn't miss anything here before we depart. Yeah, so these are all fairly small. Let's go check something else out. Okay, so we have a couple of returns out at 10 kilometers. That one looks okay. That one looks okay too. Love the water on Bloom. Yeah, let's go check this one out. Love the colors. Just such a dynamic world that they've created here. Have some creatures down there. All right, let's see if we have any decent deposits here. $35,000 in Laranite. Okay. I'm liking the size, not the content. More Laranite. All Laranite. Big Laranite rocks, though. $24K gold. Yeah, I'm probably not going to crack another one less than the 30 plus if it's gold. More creatures over here. Look at that water. Really pretty. Nothing out here? Those are going to be gems right there, or something else that we're not interested in, or more grazers. All right, let's change our mode so we can get a little bit more speed. Look at that water, though. Just amazing. There we go. I was going to say, really? Okay, so we got a couple out here at 11 kilometers or so, so we'll... And if you're just joining us, welcome to On the Rocks with Alpha Infinity. We're out here mining tonight, having fun, chilling out. We have about 60 SCUs of stuff on board right now, so we have a little bit more room. We're looking for just the right rock. Get those shields back up. Okay, so 21K on gold. No thanks. Really would like a 35 or something bigger, unless it's a... $26. And a little itty bitty rock. Okay. Let's go check out this other return that was over here. Let's just make sure that this isn't. So we got something at 2 kilometers out and roughly 4. So we'll go check it out. Oh yeah, nothing for us here. Is that really a single obsidian deposit? It kind of looks that way, doesn't it? We'll scan it just because we happen to be flying by. Oh, wow. Look at that. I think I'm going to take that one home, guys. That's good, right? Little Stellaron. Yeah, we'll take it. Isn't that a, that's a tier S deposit, right? All right. Look at that. 20K rock, so probably don't need this helix, but that's a nice way to end this particular run. I'll take it. That's gonna be nice. All right, let's get the power all the way down. We don't want to mess this up. Oh, I want you to notice as soon as I activate the helix with the 3 Rigers on it, what happens to that optimal window. Check this out. Got a lot smaller. See that? So this is a pretty valuable material. So we want to try and not overcharge this rock if we can avoid it. All right, we're going to try and massage this all the way through the optimal window here. Oh, stay out of that. Want to stay out of that. Boy, that charge drops fast, though. All right, awesome. Not perfect, but not bad. All right, let's go scoop it up with the Hofstede. I'm going to pretty much take anything with Stellaron in it. Doesn't matter what the composition is. We'll collect it all and work it all out at the refining. At the refinery here. Try and grab the biggest pieces first, of course, because we're limited on space. Okay. And you know, with this Hofstede, it's just... Look at that optimal. Gorgeous. And look at that. We're just going to bring it up nice and easy. Nice and slow. Hardly any power at all. And this is only 2.67, so who knows. Ride that optimal all the way to the finish line here. Not doing much on power. You guys can see where my laser intensity is at. Not doing anything, really. Okay, we'll do this one next. %. This is going to be one of those. Clicking the button on and off here. If I leave it on, it's going to go into the overcharge, so. There's number 2. There's got to be some better. There's 32%. That's a little bit better. Nice and easy. No big deal. Uh-oh. Unless we do that. Okay, there goes that one. Probably inerted a little bit of that there. 21%. And here we go. All right. Higher instability, a little bit friskier here. On the last shard, that is. This one's not too bad. All right. Let's see what we got here. 0.81, we'll skip it. We'll just scan right to left here. See what we got. See if we have any decent. 0.62. Wow. Well, we're going to get this one just to move it out of the way. Okay, 11%. And we're just going to keep scanning all these until we get a decent one here. 37, we'll take it. I see that one hiding back there. He's not getting away. Okay. $19. Probably should have put a mining gadget on this one with a cluster modifier, huh? That one's coming home. Nice. That was a nice 74% shard there. We'll take that one. We're getting up towards the limits of our cargo bay here, so we're gonna see if we can find a couple more good ones here. Take the 34%. All right, let's see if we missed something. Yeah, we got a couple right here. $4% and inert. That's the one I overcharged. That cost me. $34, we'll take that one. I don't know if I'm going to find much better than that. $23, 11, 8. Make sure we grab the... I'll have to pull out the mining calculator here, but I'm not sure what 10 SCUs of Stellaron gets me these days. 3. $7. Yeah, next time I come across one of these rocks, I'm landing and I'm putting a freaking cluster modifier on it. Might have to crack that one, actually. Yep, that one too. Okay, let's do it. And we can just take our time. There's no vault or cargo timer. No stress. I mean, I do miss the days of mining just quantanium, you know, but the payouts were nice. And that's probably going to finish us off here. All right. That's it for that rock. Let's go ahead and get a refining job going. And then come on back. Yeah, let me see if I can get the live chat overlay up here. Just a moment. All right. Live chat overlays up. Look at that beautiful sunset on Bloom. I mean, the environments here are just amazing now. So we'll go get a job going here at Obituary. Give you guys a nice external view here. Look at this. And I'm going to sit here for just a moment and grab another soda. So I'll be right back with you guys. Stand by. All right, guys, we're back. What a beautiful view, huh? If you're just joining us, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live on the rocks tonight in the pyro portion of the universe. Totally chill night. Running that RTX 5090, running the photoreal clouds here. And for those who are not familiar with my videos, you can see the system performance in the top right. Those clouds push that GPU, let me tell you, but we're at 99% right now, but they are beautiful. Gorgeous. There you go. Uh-oh. Hit the wrong button. There we go. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in chat of that one. That's a nice little shot right there. Okay. I hate to leave, but we got to get, we got to drop off our cargo. And plus, we're going to come back. Make sure I have a destination plugged in here. Yeah, I do. Now it's saying invalid target. I love it when that happens. Probably got to get in the right SCM mode. It's late, guys. Hang with me. Anyway, the Bloom to Obituary mining run is super easy, really fast. And obviously in Pyro, you can just park your ship right in your hangar and head directly to the refinery. I mean, it's nice. So makes for a good gameplay loop. If you're just trying to make some money, me personally, I don't really need the AUEC per se. I'm just here to break some rocks. That's what I like doing. All right, make sure we don't smack into anything here. There's our hangar. And that is why I fly with my lights on right there. Oh, wow. Look at that. All right, let's try not to smack into the hangar with the Stellaron on board. And then we'll head back to Bloom and go crack some more rocks on this beautiful Saturday evening in the verse. Since I have a Corsair sitting out there, I'm just going to wait a little bit. In case he decides to run into me or something. Okay. All right, let's go get our ship stored and get a refining job going. I'm going to show you guys what I've been doing just because it says when that you're discarding material, but you're really not. Do I have a med gun on board? I do not. I need to get a paramed. I thought for sure I had a paramed. I guess I don't. All right. Okay, let's get the ship stored here, and we'll stop down at the refinery first. I'll grab a paramed, and then we'll head back out. So anyway, what's been happening is when you set up your refinery jobs, and you're not refining inert material, aluminum, some of this lower tier stuff because personally, I don't want to be transporting this stuff back and forth. You know, if I'm doing a full load of quantanium or Stellaron or something else, I'm cool with that. But I don't want to transfer anything else. Okay. So what we're going to do here, we'll go to the mole. We have 9,061 CSCUs. We're going to set up the Stellaron. We're going to discard the tin. The titanium, I don't want to transfer that either. And so when you select your processing type and you get a quote, going to take 23 hours. Okay. We're going to hit confirm, and right here it's going to say they cannot be recovered once processing begins. If this is acceptable to you, please click confirm. So basically, they're going to discard all the materials that I chose not to refine. It says, but it turns out that that is not true. Because what we're going to do next is we're going to come over here to ore sales. And you'll see that this stuff is still sitting in my Argo Mole, right? So, and if I went back out without selling this, doing a direct sell, then it would be sitting in my bags, and I don't want that. So now it is all gone. So just something for you guys. I don't know if you knew that. I don't, you know, if that's a bug or a feature, let me know. I'm curious. And now what we're going to do is we're going to pop up, and I'm going to get a Paramed real quick just to have one on board. So we'll go up to the entrance level here. And just carry some medical. I'm not going to heal up or anything on a bed. I'm just going to grab a Paramed and maybe a couple of pens. And I got to say the Obituary, Checkmate, Gaslight. Hey, buddy, what's up? You on VOIP? That would be a no. I always like to check and see if people are on VOIP. Okay, so we'll drop into the med clinic here, grab some stuff, and then we'll be on our way. Okay, we're going to select the Novikov Ascension backpack. Have a couple of med pens with us. Oh, you know what? I almost forgot. And you guys would have been mad at me if I forgot again. Let's go pick up. Let's go pick up some mining gadgets. I need a couple of Sabirs. And then we'll be on our way. The nice thing is, you can go directly from the refinery to your hangar, for those that don't know. Down to 50 FPS here in 4K, all maxed out. But these stations, I don't know if it's a heavier graphics load or if it just needs to be optimized, or both. Probably both. A little bit of both. All right, so we're going to pop down to the refinery real quick, and I'm just going to grab a couple of more Sabirs in case we run into something that has some high resistance on it. And if you guys are liking the stream, let me know in chat. Let me know you're live. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider doing so. Okay, so we're going to skip down here to the supply area. And I'm hoping I can get it. Yep, perfect. Okay, this is some Akunis's, a couple of those. 4 Sabirs, because I use those the most, and then the Stalwart. That one's got the good cluster modifier on it, I believe, but so does this one. I'm not sure why I'm carrying this one, actually. Not really a big fan. 35k rock that has like a resistance of 20%, and you can slap that Sabir on there and it'll drop it down to 10%. It'll get you into a break where normally you might not be able to. So all right, back to our hangar, and let's go ahead and get the let's get the mole up and go out again. That Ascension suit looks really good. Just the details on it. I swear I spend half my time just looking at the game. And for those that are not normally with me, welcome. We're on, hardware-wise, we're on an RTX 5090 and a 9950X 3D. Processor's water-cooled, card is air-cooled. So pretty much top-tier hardware at the moment until they come out with something else. Okay, let's see if we can find someplace on the light side of the planet here so I can mine in the sun for you guys. Oh, and let's also make sure that I didn't do any damage. A little bit. We're getting a little bit of wear and tear on the paint here. There's a nice view for you guys. All right. And off we go. Let's get the shields offline, get into the right mode here. Probably going to have to recalc our route is my guess. Yep. All right, and hopefully that's on the other side. Yeah, 976.4 kilometers. That should put us on the light side of the planet here. All right, let's go see if we can find some rocks. I'll give you guys some nice external views here on the man, look at those clouds. Amazing. The amount of detail that they've done here is unbelievable. Okay. All right, let's get into the proper mode here. We're going to scan that one. That is somebody. That's on top of a hill. I'm not crazy about that one. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with those because they're all going to roll downhill. And there's somebody over here. So we're gonna exit this area a little bit. I don't want to get in anybody's way or get shot at. Yeah, we'll just run a scan by this one just to see. All right, some quartzite deposits. Probably nothing too crazy here, but let's take a look. Usually when I see a lot of rocks like this, I'm not hopeful on mass. $24,000. Not a bad size, but not a material I'm interested in. Yeah, not worth popping a 16K rock for gold. I think that was what, 14, 17 on Terranite. Nothing here is going to be too big. Okay, we're going to move on. Another gorgeous day on Bloom. Look at this. The CPU on this gaming box isn't even working. I mean, I see maybe 30% sometimes. It's an AMD chip, so I'm not worried about P cores versus E cores and disabling this and tweaking that. I just slapped the processor in, put a water cooler on it, and called it a day. All right, let's see what we got here. That is a 40K rock that I'm not interested in, but that's a big rock. Not interested in that one either. I wonder if these are all going to be the same material. Probably. Yep. But those quantanium rocks love to hang out in places like this, so we're just going to scan these big guys just to make sure. Oh, wow. That is a 64,000 gold. So 165 SCUs and almost 40% of that is gold. But I can't pop that one alone. And that's a 33K iron. So we'll go check something out over here. You can run into some big rocks on Bloom. And if you're just patient, you'll find something. All right. $26 in Terranite. We might take that one. If there's another good rock in here where we can. 15 in gold. Laranite, 39. Do you guys pick up Laranite? Let me know in chat. There's a 24K Bexlite rock. So I think we're going to be mining right here. Copper. No, thank you. And gold. So I think we can, so we'll work the Terranite first and the Bexlite. So we'll work those two rocks first and then we'll come back and pop the gold. All right, so we'll nose up about 10 degrees here. Just want to make sure I'm within 35 meters ish. Give you guys a nice external view here. Look at the beautiful day out here on Bloom. All right, let's get out of the driver's seat here and get busy. So we'll pop into our Helix 2 first with the Rigers. Do the initial crack, and then you guys know where I'm headed next, right? We're headed over to the Hofstede. But let's get the party started with the big laser first. Oh yeah, nice and easy. I wonder if I can pop a couple of rocks from right here. I might try. Because we're close to this one, I might be able to get the one right next to me too. All right, we'll bring up the energy level on this rock nice and easy. Nice and slow. No hurry here. And we'll just float it nice and easy into that optimal. And we'll ride that window all the way home. Right in the 60% range on the laser power here. Not going into the overcharge, and boom, there goes that one. Super simple. So I can go ahead and crack that one if I want. This one is 129 meters out. We're not touching it. However, I think I should be able to crack this one. Let's give it a shot. We'll have to run a little bit more power through the laser head, but that's okay. We'll have to massage it a little bit more. And there she goes. Okay. And our other rock is this guy right over here. 118.7. So 20-ish SCUs. So we'll have a nice load of Bexlite, Terranite, and gold, and that'll be a nice way to round off this mining run. Real quick. I'm gonna say hello to everybody in chat real quick. All right. And while I'm in here, had somebody out there on radar, so looks like they're doing the same thing I am, so I'm not going to get too worried about them. Okay. Let's roll on down to that next mining head and get busy here. The Hofstede, you can really reach out and touch somebody with that. So I can probably do all my collection on these two rocks right here without even repositioning. And that'll be nice. I'm definitely wearing too much suit for this environment, but that's okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll be able to do all the sub breaks here. Okay. And once again on the Hofstede, such low stress. No big deal. You throw a couple of torpid modules on there and you have a nice big optimal window to work with. And you can sit here and eat and break at the same time if you want. No big deal. You know, nice and easy. Just chill out. Maybe watch some YouTube videos while you got the laser power on the fragment here. Just so easy. Okay, there's the number one. Let's go ahead and do this one next. Oh, that one's 100% copper, so we're not even going to bother. All right. Unless I think it's blocking something, in which case we'll break it. Nice and easy. Yeah, we're going to get out of that overcharge. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and bust this one too, just in case it's blocking something. Bring up the power nice and slow so we don't harm any of our other valuable materials here behind it. Not a lot of massaging that you have to do with this setup. I mean, it's just really nice and easy. Okay. So I think we're ready to scoop on that one. Let's go ahead and see if there's anything over here that we need to break. See that optimal window? Look at that. Doubled in size. There we go. I thought we might have to... Nope, we're not going to have to break that one either. Nothing left, huh? And that's impossible, and that makes sense. But a guy can try anyway. Too far out, though. Okay. Let's go ahead and start scooping. I'm going to save, I'm going to reposition this other rock. I'm going to not collect this yet. We're going to start on this first. So we'll look for the good stuff first, and Terranite 25%. I'd like better shards than that if possible. And I'm saving my Bormax's 100% Terranite. We'll take it. They do have, I believe the Bormax is the one with the cluster modifier in it, so if we run into a still run rock or something like that, I'll use it on that. But for Terranite, Bexlite, you know, gold, no reason to do that. A little windy out here on Bloom today, but nothing like it is with Euterpe and some of the more nasty places to mine. These scans are taking a while, though. Not really liking to have... I don't like scooping 35% shards, but... that 12% is just determined to get in my way tonight. All right. Little server desync there. Love those. We're not scooping any copper fragments, obviously. Let's see what's hiding behind this one. Ah, 11%. A lot of copper. All right, we're going to take this 25, I guess. Oh, we're going to have to bust that one, are we? Okay. Probably going to blow that one up after that little mistake. But let's see. Nope, we're not paying for it today. All right. We'll let the overcharge come down a little bit more. This is going to be one of those, one of these shards where you have to kind of get on it and get off of it real quick. So, because I'm down at 10% laser power, and it's gonna put us into the and I'm getting attacked, of course. Why are we attacking them all? Maybe as a love tap. Just let me know he's around. Yeah, pretty much. Well, isn't that nice? I guess if you just want to sit by and watch, that's fine with me. Whatever. Let's see. Copper, Terranite. What else do we got here? I love it when this happens. But the mole's tough. She can take a beating. All right, let's get back to why we're here. Do you guys have that option enabled to auto press charges? I think that's like a new thing in 4.3, right? Or it just automatically presses charges against somebody if they assault you. Automagically, as I like to say. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in chat about that one. Okay. Let's see if we can get back to collecting here. Okay, copper. Terranite. That's a shard. Go ahead and bust that one while we're at it. A little bit of a UI bug there if you guys see the outlines kind of flashing around me. Ooh, that break's taking its time. There we go. Okay, let's see if we can find some decent Terranite shards in this one. If not, we're going to move on. I'm not going to sit here and waste all my time on 5 and 6 and 7%. 9%, sheesh. %. 13%, yikes. 12. So bad. Not a great rock after all, huh? Let's get this one out of the way. Okay. That, move that out. Oops. That one's going to blow up on me too. Hopefully we don't knock any of our modules off. Yep, still got my modules, so that's good. All right.
Extraction mode on. Fracturing mode on. Extraction mode on.
100% copper. Wow. Okay, I think we're done with this rock. Let's and actually I think I'm gonna vacate the area. And just go find a better rock. Something bigger. And since we're getting harassed just a little bit. That guy wasn't too bad. Just a little bit of a love tap. No big deal. But a little bit of a distraction. Maybe they were just saying hi in their own way. All right, so what we're gonna do is let's gain a little speed here and move off to a different part of the let's move off to a different part, maybe 100 200 kilometers away. Try to get into the sunlight here. Get above the cloud layer a little bit, gain some speed. Beautiful. There we go. Get a little bit more power allocated to those engines. Yeah, let's get our radar moved out here all the way. Nobody in 60 kilometers of range, so that's good. All right. And let's head back down. Nice little view for you guys. Okay. There we go. Let's see what we got. Looks interesting. Let's go check it out. Lots of rocks over here. We're going to go find out what they are. And nobody in range too, so that's even better. All right. $29,000 in gold. Yeah. Maybe there's something better here. Yeah, not looking great. All right, let's move on. Hopefully that's not right on top of that hill. I'm not a fan of mining and then having, as soon as I get the break done, it all falls downhill. It's no fun. More grazers, it looks like, over there. So let's keep on trucking. Or gems, one or the other. Oh, it's a single obsidian. Very interesting. You guys know what that means? Nope, not Stellaron. Oh well. Sometimes you get lucky. Beautiful views out here, though. Just amazing. Anyways, if you guys are liking the stream, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you're not already subscribed to the channel. Helps me out. Oh, yeah, that one's going to be... That's a 19.5, so let's go look. All right, let's get the shields up here. That way, if we get shot again... Well, look at that. Look at that. That is dang. That is just a crying shame right there. .26 Terranite. Titanium. I almost have to leave. Because this right here is that just hurts. And we're not going to be able to crack that by ourselves, unfortunately. Well, let's just look at it. So we got a 60k mass quantanium rock here. 40 plus percent of it. Is it 40 or 49? Let me zoom in. 40.63% quantanium. So 40% of 164. Yikes. So probably about 45, 48 roughly. Really nice rock. But I don't think, you know, just for the heck of it, I'm going to go ahead and waste my Surge and Stampede modules on this just for the heck of it. I just want to see. I'm going to get real close to it. I'm not going to be able to break it with the 3 C3s on that head, but I'm just curious to see if I can even move the needle. Actually, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not even going to waste them on that. I know. That is a nice rock, my friends. Okay. Let's just move on. I don't even want to mine near here. Let's go find out and see if there's something that we can do. Okay, we got a few rocks over here. Let's go find out what these are. Then I got to get that playlist back up and running. Okay. Some felsic deposits here. Sometimes you gotta hit him with a scan again just to get him to. Okay, nothing interesting so far. Okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna head over this mountain range that's in the sunlight. And while we're traveling here, all right, let's get back to it. That one's not going to be anything interesting because it popped up too close. Probably gems is my guess, but we'll fly by it just to make sure. Yep. If you're just joining us, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live on the rocks tonight, out in the pyro portion of the universe. More gems. Yeah, we'll stay in the valley here so I don't end up trying to crack a rock on the side of the hill. We got a strong unknown out here at 15,570. I might have said this a few times, but just a beautiful game. I might have been able to take that quantanium rock if I had 3 surges, maybe. Okay, we're getting into some returns now. Let's see what we got. Okay, that's a 41k gold, 12% resistance. We may take a shot at that one just for the heck of it, because it's a challenge. Laranite. Another gold at, let's see, what is that? 18. Just a little Bexlite rock. You know what? Let's see if we can crack this 41k. Did I scan this one? No. do that one real quick too, just for the heck of it. Another gold at 71.51. Yeah, let's see if we can let's see if we can do this one with the 3 C3s. Get real nice and close to it. Nose up 15 degrees. Nothing on the radar. Beautiful. All right. That resistance might be just a little much, but we'll find out. And I'm too close. No, the resistance is 8%, so we're going to crack it. But I'm going to have to back it. So we'll bring up the, this is a 41,000 mass rock, so 41K rock, 31% gold, 107 SCUs, so not terrible. There's a nice view for you guys. I probably should pay attention though. Anyway, give me a thumbs up on the stream, guys, if you're liking the content. If you're enjoying the stream, let me know. If the quality's not good or there's something else that you guys don't like, let me know as well. I'm always looking for feedback. Definitely want to improve these streams. They're going to be doing a broadband upgrade in my neighborhood, and once that is complete and I have symmetrical internet at the house, I'll be live streaming to YouTube and Twitch and X all at the same time. So we're just going to leave the laser intensity here at 100%, and we're going to let it do its thing. Which means it's not going to get too squirrely on me. It's going to come up nice and slow and easy, and it'll probably be pretty easy to control in the optimal as well. And we're just going to get the shield monitoring up just to see. Notice how it says impossible. This is impossible, but it's not. And we're going to wait it out. And for those that are just joining us, we are live in the verse here on Alpha Infinity Tech. Cracking a 41 mass rock here, 41K rock with a mole. And just letting the Helix 2 do its thing that it does so well. So we'll drop the power a little bit to stay in that optimal. We don't want to overdo it here. And there she goes. All right. Might as well bust that one too, since we're doing apparently on a gold run tonight. And that's an 18, so about half the size. Less gold too, but They'll just, the helix will reach that no problem at 70 meters out. Or not the helix, the Hofstede, sorry. Beautiful. We'll just ride that optimal all the way to the end. Increase that laser power, and there we go. All right, let's go climb in the Hofstede and scoop up some gold here. So we're running 2 Helix, 2 mining heads, and 1 Hofstede size 2 Hofstede. And on the Hofstede, we have a couple of torpet modules. Just to increase that optimal size window, make things nice and easy on the collection. So basically, the only stress is on the main brake, and then after that, you know, it's easy sailing from there. All right. And I'll show you. Wow. That is a, watch what happens though with that optimal. So because we're running the 2 torpedoes on here, notice how this optimal seems pretty small. It's almost Helix 2 like in its optimal size here. But as soon as I turn the laser on, it doubles. So not the greatest, but still easy to deal with. And the power is just so linear on this mining head that there are not a lot of surprises unless you get a server desync like that. That's a little bit of a surprise. I love it when that happens. Come on. What are we going to do? Just bounce around here? All right, we're going to wait for the desyncs to calm down. Yikes. Still waiting for those desyncs to calm down. Look at that. Makes it awfully tough. But it's just part of mining in the verse, unfortunately. See if maybe hitting these with some scans might help, but not looking like it. All right. Might have to reposition if this keeps going on. Usually when the desyncs happen, it's not this bad. All right, let's back it off a little bit and try and reposition here. Can't even get up the ladder. All right, let's try that again. So for those who are unaware, we are giving away an L21 Wolf. I'm trying to reach 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And once we do, we're going to give away an L21. All you have to do is comment on one of my new videos that I've released after September 15th. Okay. Back off a little bit. And it looks like the desyncs have calmed down. And let's hop back into the Hofstede. So anyway, the L-21 is one of my favorite ships in the universe, and so we'll be giving one of those away in December. All right. Now let's get down to business, shall we? Ah, the Hofstede is just so nice. There's the first. Let's do this one next. And look at the size of the Optimal on this guy. Wow. Once they're that big, I don't mind dumping a bunch of power into the rock to move things along a little faster. There we go. Nice and easy. All right, let's go ahead and start scooping here. 12%. Oh, there's actually quite a bit underneath too. Interesting. .14%. There we go. I knew there were some good shards in there. Oh, we're gonna have to fracture that one. And it's not gonna be as fun. Try and stay out of the overcharge on that one, if we can. All right. All gold on that one. All gold on that one as well. All gold on that one. Don't even have to finish the scan on this guy, on these guys. A little bit of copper in that one. I'm not too happy with that. Some copper in that one as well. All right. Let's see if we can get down to business now that we've cleared some of this stuff out of the way. Yikes. We'll pass. 2% on that one. What a waste. We're going to pick up some inert on that one, but that's all right. Okay, let's see if we got anything else worth picking up right here. We'll grab the 15%. Oh, maybe not. Gonna break that one first. Oh, let's see if we can pick up that one that just fell off the cliff. That's probably going to be the one with the most gold in it. 2%. I stand corrected. Okay, I think on this rock, that's about all we're going to take. We'll go ahead and crack this one too. Looks like it's about 32% gold, so big optimal on this one thanks to those torpedoes. Nice view for you guys right here. There it is. Not exactly the quality mining load that I like to return home with, but not incredibly terrible either. Not a waste of time. Might end up with about 35 SCU of maybe 40. Bunch of copper we're going to dump on direct sales. Okay, let's move on to this one over here. All right, let's see if that opens up anything decent for us. %100 inert. I don't remember overcharging that rock, but okay. More inert. All right, I'm gonna have to break that one, so let's make absolutely certain. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and crack this one. All right, we'll go ahead and grab this shard real quick. What are we at? 83 SCU right now. All right, that's a 35. We'll take it. We're scooping trash tonight. But I was right about 35 SCU. All right, in we go with this one. Last shard for the night. Having to go all the way down to 0% power on that one. There we go. All right, let's see if we got any decent shards out of this one. %, trash. 100% inert, trash. We'll take the 41. I do like the zoom functionality here, but it would be nice if they would put the composition in here. You know, when you're zoomed in, so you don't have to keep zooming out just to see what you're pointing at. Almost full. That's going to be it. All right. Oh, 95.86. We can grab a little bit of something else. 7. Sure, why not? And that will be... All right. Well, I would have liked to have found some Stellaron or a nice quantanium rock or something, but tonight it's gold and Terranite and Bexelite. You know? And there's a beautiful view for you guys. Look at that. No volatile cargo on board, so no reason to be in a big hurry. I'm going to enjoy the scenery here for a little bit. Get through the cloud layer here. Absolutely gorgeous. Really amazing. I hope you guys are liking that shot. That's pretty cool. All right. Let's get our destination plugged in here. Once again, the bloom to obituary run is truly nice. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on Pyro 4, I think. Maybe Ignis. Try out some of these other places. Since I'm not finding tons of high quality stuff on Bloom right now. So we may head out that direction on my next stream. All right. And let's head into obituary. I may check and see if there's a moon nearby that would be worth looking at. And maybe we'll hop down there real quick before I call it a night. Let's take a look here. Beautiful views though. Amazing. Everything's maxed out. I'm playing in 3840 by 2160, so 4K. All right, and there's our hangar way down there. Yeah, we'll just come in nice and easy. Try not to run into anybody or anything. Half the time, the orientation I get messed up on. You know, in the Stanton stations, it's a lot easier, but out here out in the Pyro universe, the stations are so different. All right, let's go ahead and get everything repaired from the guy shooting at me. All right, and then we'll run out here. Get our ship stored. Run down to the refinery. We didn't even get a chance to use a Sabir. We're a Bormax. All right, straight to the refinery deck from here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to release a video this week on the channel about my mole configuration. I don't know if you guys will find that interesting or not, but might be helpful to some of you. Okay, so we're going to come in here and we're just going to refine the gold and the Terranite. We're not worried about, obviously, the inert stuff or the copper. And it's going to tell us that it'll discard everything else, but it will not. So we'll go do an ore sale just to make sure that that mole is clear. And there's our copper that was supposed to discard and did not. So we'll make an additional 6,000, which will cover the cost of my repairs and fuel, at least. All right, back to our hangar again. And we'll fill up on some cruise lux and take a look at the star map and find out if there's something nearby that I can, besides Bloom, that is.
Welcome to the A-Class Vehicle Retrieval System. Please visit us again.
Okay, so what do we got? Nothing. That's an asteroid. So let's try, how far, let's see, Pyros, that's a long way away. That's a long way away as well. That is not a long way away. So we'll try Pyro 1. And why not? What do you guys think of Pyro 1? Let me know in chat. Not sure if I have a suit for it, but we're about to find out. All right, let's go take a look. Nice view for you guys right there. I have a feeling Pyro 1's going to be hot. And I mean, not from a lots of good rocks. I'm talking from a heat perspective. We're going to find out. You know, you'd think the Chimera would be a little bit faster than this, but I miss the days where we could put a military grade drive on here and not have as much range, but get from point A to point B really fast. I can't remember what the name of it was, though. All right, off to Pyro 1 we go. All right, let's see if we can find a place on the light side of the planet. Are we really going to make me go all the way out and come back? There we go. I was going to say. Might be a little too hot for me, guys, but we'll find out. I did not bring a Pembroke. And what we'll do is we'll just point into the sun and start looking here. Yeah, and there's somebody down here. Let's see what we get off of that one. 11,520. I don't think it's that great. All right, let's get our shields up here. And let's see what we got. And we are on Pyro 1 tonight. At the moment. Garbage rock. But big. Decent rock. Not bad. Terranite at 21 and Bexelite at in the 30k range. I think we'll probably break these. Yeah. Though this is on a hill. I don't want to mess with this. We're going to keep on looking. Yeah, let's get our radar out here. So a couple of people here. All right, quite a few rocks over here. Let's go find out what we can. Looking pretty big. 92,000 in Laranite. My lord, that's a big rock. 29,000 in Laranite. That's a big rock. $30,000 in Terranite. We're going to take that one. There's another decent one here. Let's find out. Tungsten, of course. Oh, look at this. Look at that. That hurts. It hurts me. So we got a 30k Terranite rock, 42%, 61 SCU. I think I'm gonna look for something a little better since it's my last rock of the night. Really would love to have taken that quantanium rock, but not today apparently. Okay, so that is not anything I want to be near. So we're going to point into the sun here and keep on trucking. There we go. What do we got over here? Lots of stuff right there. Let's see what we got over here too. More over here. 16,560 and 12 and what? Well, since they're both close together, we'll go check this one out first. All right, what do we got? Let's find out. These look fairly small to me, but we'll find out. Yeah, 11K. 8,000. Yeah, we're gonna hop over to this guy over here. But we'll find out. We'll start with the big guy right here. Oh, we've already scanned this one. Yeah. All right, let's go see. We're going to keep flying into the sun until we find something decent here. Now, for you veteran miners out there in Pyro, let me know where you've been mining, if you don't mind. One of them looks pretty decent in size. That one right there. Let's see what it is. 57K gold. That's a big rock. 41 in gold. I'll take that one. Not going to be able to crack the 57 by myself, probably. Tungsten. Another small gold. All right, let's see what we can do with this one. Let's see if we can even handle the heat. And out of the driver's seat we go. And I'm just going to go, before I even spend time cracking this rock, I'm going to run down to one of my external mining heads and just see what kind of external temperature we're dealing with here. Because I remember one of these planets you had to have a Pembroke. So we'll know quick. So 75 Celsius is the limit of my suit. And we're already up to 120, 135, 140, 150, 178 degrees Celsius, 190 degrees, 200 degrees Celsius. I don't know how long he's going to be able to handle that. That's tough. But if we can get our sub brakes done quickly. Then we should be fine. And since the Helix 2 is on an internal... So let's take a crack at this one and see what we can do here. All right, so it says impossible. What do you guys think? Resistance is below 10%. Looks like we got the charge level come up. I'm going to see if I can find a little bit better spot. Like right. This was going to take a while. Or may not happen at all. Interesting. And I'm close. Yeah, I really appreciate these little helpful hints. All right. You guys saw me crack an impossible rock a little bit smaller than this, not much, earlier. But it doesn't look like we're moving the needle on this one at all. You know, just for grins, let me make sure. Yep, we got all the power we can get. All right. Let's hop into the other helix too with the surge and the stampede and see what we can do. It's going to get hot. 200 plus degrees Celsius on Pyro 1. And I do not have the suit. See if we move the needle at all with this. I doubt it, but you never know. Yep, negative. All right, not happening. Let's go find another rock. Somebody explained to me why, when I'm wearing a suit that's only good to 75 degrees Celsius, it's good down to negative 225, but it's good up to 75 degrees Celsius, and I'm in 222 degrees Celsius, and my guy is not having a problem here. Really strange. I'm guessing if I sit out here for a while, there'll be some kind of issue, but all right, let's go chase the sun and find something else. But I shouldn't be able to sit out there for long. Okay, well, what do we got out here? 14, that's not a terrible return, so let's go find out what it is. Look at that beautiful sunset. There's a nice view for you guys. I hope you're enjoying the stream tonight. Yeah, maybe with a Sabir I could have, and Huck, that's a good suggestion. I could have probably got, I have a couple of Sabirs on me. But I just didn't want to waste them on a gold rock, honestly. You know, if that were a 40k quantanium rock or something else, I would have. These look really small. But we'll find out. But anyway, Huck, thanks for the suggestion and welcome. Yeah, these are tiny, and we're going to skip all these. All right, let's head out this direction. Like I said, we're just going to keep heading into the sun until we find something. Another thing about Pyro is you're not moving anywhere fast on this particular moon. Is it a moon or a planet? I don't know if it's wind, gravity. But it takes a while to get from point A to point B around here. The only thing about that last rock, Huck, was that the resistance was already down below 9%. So I don't know how much it could have helped, but maybe not. Okay, so we got 52,000 gold. That's a big rock. 14,000 and something I don't care about. $13,000 in Terranite. Nothing really worth eating. And these are all going to be smaller, so let's keep on going. Gain some altitude, maybe get a little bit more speed out of the mole here. This thing is moving like molasses. Gotta say, Pyro 1 is not panning out at the moment. All right, Pyro 1, what are we going to do for me? What was the total? 21,000? Yeah, that might be a decent one. Let's go look. All right, a lot of rocks, hopefully not small ones. Let's find out. That one looks like a decent size right here. Yeah, I was right. Decent size, but not with material that we're interested in. 76,000 in gold. Wow. That is a big rock. 22,000 in some stuff we don't care about. All right, but we have a few returns out here, so let's see what we got. $12,000. 20,000. That's our huckleberry right out there. And it's getting dark. But it's not cooling off. Guarantee it's still 200 degrees Celsius out there or more. All right, let's see what we got. I see a lot of rocks, so I'm not hopeful. Aluminum at 3K. Yikes. Pyro 1 is just sucking tonight. All right, I think what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to land right here and call it a night. So we'll just bed log. By the way, if you haven't bed logged in the mole, there's a little bit of a trick to it. I'll show you how to do it here. And I got to credit Let's Go Easy because he showed me. Let's get the engines off. Get the shields up. And before we call it a night, take care of something here real quick. That way, when I come back into the game tomorrow, I don't have to worry about this. There we go. All fixed up here. And since I don't like littering in my own ship, get our helmet back on. All right, bed logging in the mole. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go sit, not lay down. And here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna move around until we find the log out right there. So we got to be real careful. Gotta, we don't want to hit the, there we go. Not move the mouse. And then I can hit F and I'll be done. So I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. It's been a fun time. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up on the stream if you don't mind, and comment below if you think there's something else that I can do better. I'm always looking for feedback from my audience. I really appreciate you guys coming on tonight, and I want to wish everybody a good night and a great weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Keep an eye out on the channel for my mole guide. I'll be posting that later this week, starting on that on Monday, and just doing a quick outfitting guide just for the mole and just how I run it. All right, everybody have a great night, and we will talk to you again soon.